ये रोज अष्टम शताब्दी मंदिर लिंगराज ये जो बोईताल मंदिर ये बुद्धंकर तंत्रपीठ जमी भारत तंत्रपीठ गोटे अच्छे कामाख्या ये भी सेम तंत्रपीठ किंतु ये बड़ी फड़ी किसी ना से बड़ी बिना पूजा ना ये बड़ी ना ये भितर माँ चामुंडा मूर्ति रही लक्ष्मी काली सरस्वती तीन शक्ति रोचती किंतु स्टाच्यू गोटे तर सिम्बलिक भाव पेचा रोचे लक्ष्मी पेचा रहा काली बेलुआ रहा और हाथ में बीणा धरिक सब वाहन पर बस पेट खाली देहात हाड़ मुंडे बेकरे मुंडमाल मुँह खोला रोचे आखि बहुत हाल गात भितर आखि जट जटे साप बंधा है कान सब बिलुआ कान पेगा लंबा लंबा कान अष्टमातृका नहीं भितर माँ अच्छा कौटी सप्तमातृका रही ये अष्टमातृका अच्छा
Friends, let's go back in time to 8th century CE when this temple of Baital Deol was built, and you can see this unusual shape of Kalingan temples which is referred to as a Khakra temple, which appears like a boat or a pumpkin, which we'll be discussing now, and the locals call it Tinimundia temple. So Baital temple was built at a time, at a critical phase of Odishan history, when the two religious groups, the Mahayana Vajrayana Buddhist and the Saiva Upasakas, tried to dominate over each other. There used to be steep competitions, and which would lead also sometimes to bloodsheds. And at that critical phase of Odishan history, Baital Deol was constructed. It was a major tantric pitha. And as you all know that Odisha was a stronghold of Vajrayana Buddhism, and according to some historians, archaeologists, it is believed that it was Odisha where Vajrayana Buddhism had originated. So after the defeat, finally the Saivites defeated the Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhists, and after the defeat there was a mass exodus of the followers of Vajrayana Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism to countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar and other Southeast Asian countries. And since then, Bhubaneswar or the Ekama Kshetra became a very stronghold of Saivism and Shaktism, and Buddhism was finally wiped out. So let's go through around Baital Deol today. Locally, Baital Deol is referred to as Tinimundia Mandir, mainly because of the three Amalakas you see at the pinnacle of the temple. So that's why it is called as Tinimundia temple. So it was a major tantric pit. And this temple, Baital Deol, is built in the style of Khakra temple architecture. So this is one of the three forms of temple architecture in Ekamra or in Kalinga. The other two are Vimana or the Rekha Deola, which you have seen at Lingaraj temple, at Mukteshwar temple, at Brahmeshwar temple, and in most of the temples of Bhubaneswar. And the frontal porch of the temple is the Jagamohana, that is called Pida Deola, and the third one is called the Khakra temple. Khakra temple, where Baital Deol stands for, Baital Deol is an example of Khakra temple architecture. So there are different interpretations regarding the name of Baital Deola. So some According to some historians, archaeologists, it is called Baital Deola because it is resembling a boat. You can see a boat shape temple in the top. So that is why it is called Baital Deola. Boat in Odia is Boito, and from Boito it has come, it has become Baitala. So that is one interpretation. The second one is pumpkin, like it also appears like a pumpkin, which is in Odia called Boitalu. So that is why it is also called Baitara temple. But according to K.C. Panigrai, who was an eminent archaeologist, has written a book on Bhubaneswar, including the Baital Deola. That is, the book title is Archaeological Remains at Bhubaneswar. According to him, it is actually the Baital Deola, or the original name was a Betala temple. Betala is the spirit. So it was a major tantric pit, and where Tantra sadhana was happening in day-to-day life. So that is why it is called Baital Deola, which actually it was referred to as Betala Deola. From Betala, or the spirit, it has come down to, it has become Baitala Deola. So friends, Kapalikas were the main worshippers at Baital Deola, and Kapalika, as you know, was a sect of Saivism which was non-Puranic in nature, and the devotees of Kapalika sects, the followers of Kapalika sects would always be seen wearing a garland of human skulls, and their tridents would be also topped by a human skulls. So they would be seen naked and wandering, from place to place for begging, holding a human skull, empty human skull. So that was the form of life, that was the form of Saivism practiced in Bhubaneswar during 8th century when the temple of Baital Deola was built. And the Kapalikas would often use three things, the madhya, that is alcohol, and then mansa, that is meat, and also the sexual intercourse. These three elements were often used for the tantric sadhanas, and they were the Kapalikas were they were responsible for the declining of Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism, because even Vajrayana Buddhism also these three elements were used, but they were also doing the tantric sadhana, whereas the Kapalikas had gone far ahead of them in the competitions, and they were responsible for the final either the conversions of the Buddhists into Saivites, Buddhists as well as Jains into Saivites, or they had to leave for there was a mass exodus of, as I said, there was a mass exodus of Buddhist Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhists to Southeast Asia. So they finally went out of Odisha, and that is how Buddhism declined in Odisha. Kapalikas worshipped Bhairava, Shiva, as his consort Chamunda, using modes of tantric ritual. According to a commentary in a Kapalika text, the human participants of the ritual mentally identify themselves with Shiva and Shakti respectively. In the bliss of sexual union, the human pair realize the divine bliss of Shiva and Shakti. Ultimate reality is symbolized as non-duality and is attained by the union of two polar aspects, static and dynamic, represented as Shiva and Shakti, male and female. The union of opposite or non-dual state is conceived as supreme bliss or Ananda. In a tantric ritual of yore, a woman was the active principle Prakriti, as she has the limitless capacity to create, while the man Purusha was static. The idea propounded by the Kapalikas on blissful living through sex had a huge draw. Even the Buddhists and Jains, who were restrained to debate on sex, were drawn to its philosophy. Initially they objected, but the Kapalikas succeeded in converting them through a provocation like this. Nowhere is happiness seen without object of pleasure. If liberation is a stage of the self without the experience of pleasure, how can a state equal to that of a stone be desired? Vedapati Shiva has said that the liberated one having a body equal to that of Shiva, whose body is decorated with the crest, ornament of the moon, enjoys the pleasant embrace of his beloved, who is an image of Parvati. For conversion, Kapalikas introduced faith, a Kapalini as a woman of passion. Kapalini appeared with her sleepy eyes, tremulous like the blue lotus, beautifully adorned with the garland of human bones, bent with the weight of her buttock and large breasts. Her face resembled the full moon. Directed by a Kapalika, the Kapali would embrace a Buddhist mendicant. The mendicant would also embrace her body, saying, "Oh, how delightful is touch of this Kapalini! How often I have ardently embraced with swelling breasts, pressing their big breasts with my arms with great passion. But by the Buddha, I swear 100 times that nowhere have I attained such pleasure as derived from the embrace of big swelling bosom of this Kapalini." Oh good sir, we have forsaken the doctrine of Buddha completely. We have accepted the doctrine of Parameshwara. Therefore, you are my teacher and I am your disciple. Initiate me into the teaching of Parameshwara. Aditya, Arka, Bhanu, Pushan, Ravi, Martanda, Mitra, Bhaskara and Vibhashana. These are various names attributed to Surya Deva or sun god in Indian tradition. Worshipping of Surya Deva is one of the 5 major sects in Hinduism. The other 4 are the cult of Vishnu, Shiva, Shakti and Ganesha. From time immemorial, Odisha has been a major center of sun worship. All of you know about Sun Temple at Konark, which is among the best of all temples in the entire world. Where sun god is worshipped. It is dedicated to sun god. Here at Baital Deola, which was built in the 8th century CE, has one of also the finest representation of Surya with all his iconographic details. You can see in front of me the entire iconographic details of Surya is there. Surya is depicted from the hips with his legs disappearing into the chariot. He holds a full-blown lotus in each hand and charioteer Aruna seated on the front edge of the chariot. Both Usha and Pratyusha flank on both sides of sun god as beautiful women holding bow and arrows. In front of me you have a beautiful depiction of Ardhanarishwara. So the Ardhanarishwara is a composite form of the Hindu deities Shiva and Parvati, the latter being known as Devi, Shakti and Uma. Ardhanarishwara is depicted as half male and half female, equally split down the middle. The right half is usually the male Shiva, illustrating his traditional attributes. Ardhanarishwara represents the synthesis of masculine and feminine energies of the universe, Purusha and Prakriti, and illustrates how Shakti, the female principle of God, is inseparable from, or the same as, according to some interpretations, Shiva, the male principles of God, and vice versa. The union of these principles is exalted as the root and womb of all creations. The cosmic dance of Lord Shiva means the dance of bliss and symbolizes the cosmic cycle of creation and destruction, as well as the daily rhythm of birth and death. Nataraj is well represented deity in the temple walls of Bhubaneswar, including the Baital Deola, which you can see here. However, when you compare them with the much famous South Indian bronze images of Nataraj, where the god is seen aggressive and furious, here in Ekamra, Nataraj images of Bhubaneswar present various poses with different hands, sometimes holding snakes. Here you can also see them in various poses, and he is holding a trident and also snake. And in general, he appears, the face appears meditative and calm. So in front of me you have the depiction of a beautiful Mahishasura Mardini holding all the weapons provided to her by various gods and goddesses in her 4 arms, and she is seen in the act of killing the Mahishasura, the demon king Mahishasura. So Durga in Hinduism, a principal form of the goddess, also known as Devi and Shakti. According to legend, Durga was created for the slaying of the buffalo demon Mahishasura by Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and the lesser gods who were otherwise powerless to overcome him. Embodying their collective energy, Shakti, she is both derivative from the male divinities and the true source of their inner power.